Speed is my motto, nothing's ever holding back.
Welcome back to the Lone Road iRacers podcast, the place where we deep dive into the mind, the machine, and the madness of iRacing. I'm your host, Guy Robertson, and today's episode is part confession, part self-analysis, and maybe even a wake-up call for some of us. You see, I've been doing some thinking recently. When does passion cross the line into something more consuming? I mean, I love iRacing, right? The sound of the engine, the rush of the start lights, the way a good battle makes the world around you just melt away. But then there are those nights when I say, just one more race, and suddenly it's 2:30 in the morning. The rest of the house is fast asleep, and I'm still debating whether I should another fixed setup race just to recover my iRating. So here's the big question, listeners and viewers. Am I simply enjoying something I love, or am I sliding into iRacing addiction? And maybe if you're listening, you've had that same thought about your own racing. In this episode, we're going to explore what addiction really means in the context of iRacing, how to tell the difference between healthy enjoyment and an unhealthy habit, the subtle ways iRacing can hook you in, how to keep it balanced, and more importantly, where to find help if you feel things are getting out of control. You're not going to want to miss this episode, so let's get into it. When most people hear the word addiction, they think of substances like alcohol, nicotine, and Class A drugs. But behavioural addiction is just as real, and in some cases just as disruptive. It's when a behaviour like gaming becomes so rewarding in the brain that you keep doing it, even when it's damaging your life in other areas. Enjoyment, by contrast, is the healthy side of the spectrum. It's where you want to do the activity, it makes you feel good, but you're able to stop when life demands it. You have control over when and how much you engage with it. In iRacing terms though, enjoyment looks like logging in a few nights a week, doing some practice laps, chatting with your league mates, and logging off when you've had enough. Addiction, on the other hand, can look like prioritising iRacing over your health, skipping important responsibilities, losing sleep, and feeling anxious or irritable when you can't race. The tricky part is that iRacing doesn't feel harmful on the surface. You're not drinking, you're not gambling, well, at least not financially, and basically most of us at home while we're doing this hobby. That makes it even easier to rationalise as just a hobby, even when you've started losing balance. Here's something worth noting. Research into gaming disorder shows that the same reward pathways in the brain that respond to winning a race, pulling off a clean overtake, or setting a personal best lap are the same ones that light up for people winning at poker or hitting a jackpot on a slot machine. That means the pull to do one more is just willpower. It's not just willpower, it's biology. So knowing the difference between this is something I enjoy and this is something I can't stop is the first step in figuring out where you sit on the spectrum. The signs. So what are the signs you might be an iRacing addict? Let's slow this part down because sometimes we rush through these checklists and brush them off. I want you to actually think about each one, honestly. If you find yourself nodding along to most of these, it's a sign worth paying attention to. Time distortion. that I'll just do a quick practice session turns into 3 hours without you even realising it. This is especially common because iRacing schedules races on the hour. Miss one and you wait around, so you practice, then you queue again and time just melts away. A priority shift. The laundry sits in the basket, the dinner goes cold, or the email never gets sent because you were in the middle of a qualifying session and couldn't just quit. Then there's sim racing gear obsession. You start spending more time watching review videos and browsing sim racing stores than you do actually using your existing gear. You're constantly chasing the next upgrade, as if it will be the magic fix for your lap times and wins. Then there's the obvious mood swings. You finish a race on a high, buzzing with adrenaline, or you crash out early and feel irritable and withdrawn for hours afterward. Your emotional state becomes tied to your race results. And what about social drift? You stop saying yes to invites from friends or family because this week's combo is too good to miss, or it's my league night. In-race chasing. You've had a bad race and immediately join another, even though you're tired and not in the right mindset, just to recover lost iRating or safety rating. And then do you actually dream about iRacing? You literally dream about brake markers, racecraft moves and sector times. You wake up and think about your next race before your morning coffee. The thing is, any of these on their own isn't really a red flag, but the multiples start stacking up, and it's worth reflecting on whether you're steering the hobby or is it steering you. So we're going to come back in a few seconds, viewers and listeners, and think about why iRacing is so easy to get hooked on. There's a perfect storm of factors that make iRacing uniquely sticky as a hobby, and we're going to break them down. The ranking system. iRating and safety rating give you something to chase. Numbers going up feel good, numbers going down sting. That emotional push and pull makes you want to fix bad results right away, which can lead to long unplanned sessions. Then you've got the structured schedules. Official races run every hour on the hour. This creates a mini event feeling. If you miss one, you feel like you've lost a chance, so you stay at your rig and wait. That time keeps ticking away and becomes part of your ecosystem. Practicing, tinkering with setups and chatting in Discord, all of which make logging off harder. Then there's the social connection. For many iRacers, the community is just as important as the racing. Your league becomes a social circle. Missing a race can feel like missing a night out with friends, which adds pressure to always show up. Skill mastery loop. iRacing is challenging and mastery feels earned. Every lap can teach you something. Every corner is a puzzle. That constant learning keeps your brain engaged and invested. And then there's what we all enjoy, the high immersion. Between the physics, the sound design and modern sim rigs, it's easy to forget you're actually in your living room or your bedroom or your man cave. When you're in the car, it doesn't feel like a game, it's real. All that adds up, and you've got a hobby that just isn't fun but deeply satisfying. So much so that stepping away can feel like you're missing out on something important. So what is the healthy side of being addicted to iRacing? It's worth stressing, a high level of engagement with iRacing isn't automatically a problem. In fact, for a lot of people, it's a source of genuine well-being. iRacing sharpens reaction times, hand-eye coordination and decision making under pressure. For some, the track is where the noise of life quietens down. You can be completely absorbed in the moment, and that's powerful. Global friendships are formed and communities across borders. You can race someone in Australia one night and Canada the next, and form genuine friendships in the process. Regular racing can become a positive structure in your week, giving you something to look forward to. The difference between healthy passion and harmful compulsion is usually in the consequences. If you can race hard, enjoy it, and then walk away without causing problems elsewhere in your life, you're probably on the healthy side of the life. So how do we keep iRacing in balance? Here are some practical ways to make sure iRacing remains a positive part of everyone's life. Set hard start and stop times. If you say I'll stop at 11, then you actually stop at 11. Race with intention. Don't just race to fill time. Have a goal, practicing a track, learning a car, or running a specific series. And mixing other activities. Even other racing games can help. Variety stops burnout and keeps perspective. And be honest about your own mood. If you're racing angry, tired or stressed, you're more likely to make bad decisions and spiral into more races. Step away when it is needed. And what about tracking your hours? Sometimes just seeing the numbers is enough to make you reflect. So we're at that stage now where we've covered a lot about iRacing and whether or not some of us are iRacing addicts, and some of us will be. So where to get help if you actually think you may be addicted. If you reach a point where you feel you can't step away from iRacing even when you want to, that's a sign you might need help. And just recognising that is good news. So what can we do? Talk to friends or family. Let them know you're trying to cut back, and having accountability helps. Gaming addiction support groups, organisations like Gaming Quitters, Algernon or Computer Gaming Addicts Anonymous offer online support communities. And then what about talking to a mental health professional? Therapists who specialise in behavioural addiction can help you regain balance, so why not mention it to your GP? And then this self-imposed breaks, listeners and viewers. Even a short break of a week can reset your perspective. So we've covered a real important topic that could affect every iRacer, gamer, and your friends and family suffer. So the question goes to close today's podcast: am I an iRacing addict? I think I still sit somewhere in the middle. Passionate enough to push hard, but aware enough to know when to lift off. The key is making sure this passion lifts you up instead of dragging you down. Well, that's the end of today's podcast, folks. If anybody thinks they might want some support and feel they just want to contact myself, please use the show's email and we can have a private one-to-one discussion. I'm a trained mental health first aider through work, so I'm not a professional, but I can be a listening board for any viewer or listener that may just want to offload how they're feeling. Until then, folks, happy iRacing, stay safe, and I'll see you on the track soon.
Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone. Whatever it takes, we push hard, never alone. I'm in the car know nothing's ever holding back. Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone.